Talk with Art Bell on Dreamland from the Kingdom of Nye. East of the Rockies, dial 1-800-825-5033. West of the Rockies, 1-800-618-8255, including Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. First-time callers may reach Art at area code 702-727-1222. Or call Art on the wild card line at area code 702-727-1295. Now again, here's Art Bell.
Once again, actually, here I am, Dr. Evelyn Paglini, and my wife, Ramona Bell, will be back in just a moment as Dreamland continues. Here's an exciting testimonial for Arthritis Assist. It comes from 74-year-old Jean in Arizona, a dedicated listener to my program. She suffered from excruciating pain from osteo and rheumatoid arthritis now for years. Shoulders, feet, hips, hands. Quote, after taking Arthritis Assist for just 1 month, the pain is gone. I can raise my arms above.
And we're back once again. Ramona Bell doing Dreamland with Dr. Evelyn Paglini is my guest. Evelyn, are you back with us?
I certainly am here.
Excellent. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about protection. We got into discussion that there are people out there who feel that they've been victimized, that they're being assaulted by other practitioners. Now what can we do if we find ourselves in an instance like this in protecting ourselves?
Well, the first thing I would suggest is to do a cleansing and then a shield of protection. And I would start with my environment. I would take a look at the house and I would make sure that I wanted to have the vibration of my home my own. And so therefore I would get some sage, I would get some sulfur, some sea salt, or even salt from the table can be used. But to me, there's 3 levels of defense, and that would be your table salt or sea salt, your sulfur, and then your black salt, coupled with sage. And then also I would get a reverse candle, probably one that would have black on top and red on the bottom, only because I wanted to remove the negativity from my environment. I would start with the sage. I would go through the entire home, every room of the house, going up and down the halls, the doorways, all along the baseboard, all along the top of the ceiling, and I would cleanse the environment. While I was doing this, I would say that there is no evil or negativity that can stay within these walls. Then I would take my salt and my sulfur and my black salt, and I would do the inside as well as the outside of my home, every room of the house. When I went to my doors, I would take and put it across the threshold of the door, meaning the sea salt, the sulfur, and the black salt. Again, 3 layers of defense, inside, outside. And I would state out loud and very firmly, there is no evil or negativity that can cross this threshold. Next, I would take care of the bedrooms, and I would square off the bed, making sure that when I was in repose or asleep, that I was not going to be attacked. And so, therefore, I am going to place my sea salt and my black salt, not the sulfur. And I would put that around the bed, and I would state out loud and firmly that there is no evil or negativity that can cross this barrier. Once I have done the entire home and its vibration has been changed, then it is so be it. It is done. Now, I can also use like rose geranium, rosemary, myrrh, cleansing and protection oil to put on the doors and the windows and the sills of my home. Again, I am putting up a cleansing first and then a shield of protection second. Next, I'm going to do me, because now I've changed my environment. Now my environment is back to mine.
And now it's
I'm
time to
going to take care of me.
Absolutely.
And now I'm going to take an image candle first, black. If you feel you're in a negative cycle, then all you need is a black image candle, the gender that you are. But if you feel someone has sent it or done it to you, then I suggest you get a reverse image candle, male or female. And what you would use is a reverse oil. an uncrossing oil, something that is going to take that negativity that has been placed upon you and not only clean it off of you, but is going to return it to the sender. And what I like about that is it's not going to anyone that you may have in your mind.
Absolutely.
It will only go to the person if they be guilty.
Hey, what goes around comes around.
Correct. And so to me, that's what I would do. Once I have completely cleansed my environment and myself, I can go to the next level if I desire. Meaning, if I know this is a person and the person doesn't want to back off, then I'm justified in taking care of it. If not, all I need to do is put up a shield of protection completely around the home, put up my mirrors, put up my flames, and allow it only that which is good and of God and is loving to penetrate. And then I would re-empower myself, revitalize and rejuvenate. Find out the areas that it had been affecting me. Is it my finances? Is it my relationships? Is it my health? And choose those areas. If it's my finances, get green image candles. And do a fast luck, a prosperity, a better business. If it's my relationships, then I'm going to use red. And I'm going to bring back the revitalization and rejuvenation and stimulation of relationships. And if it's health, you're going to use white. If it's, let's say, your mental capabilities, you're very flighty, you're not concentrating, and you need to be grounded, well, I'm going to grab brown. Mm-hmm. And so and if it's love, if I'm really having problems in my love life, then I'm going to grab pink.
Well, you know, with all these images and candles and colors that we're going for, we have to understand that all these colors are natural, they're of nature, and they're of the original spectrum of colors.
Oh, yes, they have a vibration and an affinity to what we are desiring and attracting as a goal. The colors are there. We live and are influenced in color.
Absolutely.
And so God giving us the spectrum of color and its vibratory rate, because everything has a vibration, Ramona. You know that.
Absolutely.
So what you're gathering around you are those essential oils, herbs, extracts, flowers, resins, gums that have, as well as the color, the same affinity and vibration in order for you to achieve the goals. Just like now, I mean, it's time for planting of the garden. Boy, does this give you
are we
access.
ready? Are we ready to do this? And when you're finding out how to prepare yourself, how to plant a garden, it's best to have it absolutely natural. I mean, I use no pesticides, no insecticides, nothing of that sort. The only fertilizers I really use is a fish emulsion.
Excellent.
Little B1, and that's about it. You know, I'm allowing the yard the plants to take their nutrients from the natural desert soil itself. So I'm only growing things that I know will thrive out here. And a few of the things that I've planted in my little magical garden, I've kept with onions, you know, because onions are very good for healing purposes and keeping you cleansed and keeping you healthy, along with garlic.
Excellent.
But I put rosemary by my garden gate. I've got my bed all set for lavender and a little chamomile. And I've got my other herbs, my basils and my oreganos and chives and a few others here and there. But give me an idea for the basic backyard gardener.
Well, I'll tell you, if I wanted, first of all, what I love about if you have the yard to do it, not only are you having beauty, but you are spreading a vibration and a shield of protection around your home by using certain things. Now, first of all, to protect rosemary, five-finger grass, elder, valerian, boldo leaves. To bring more love around the household, I plant lavender, gardenia, little primrose, some spearmint, some hyacinth, some jasmine. And if I had the ability to put a couple of trees in, I use orange, apple, willow, maple. If I wanted to ensure that I would have success and money and prosperity, then the things, and believe me, if you come to my home and you walk around my garden, my front yard, my backyard, you're going to see the rosemary, but you're also going to see for money a little mint. There's always going to be some snapdragon. There's going to be some thyme. I will get dill. I will get mint and bayberry and mugwort and camellia.
Oh,
and, you know,
boy.
for harmony, more harmony, I love lobelia.
Yes.
I like flaxseed. I like blessed thistle. So you can take from your garden, and even for those people who live in an apartment, you can take some of these and put these in. And you put your loving plants in the bedroom. You put your protective plants, I would say near your front door and your back door. And your health plants and your beauty plants for the raising of the vibration and to increase health, I would put in the kitchen, the bedroom, and the bathroom.
Yeah, these are things that can be done inside of window boxes.
Yes, you can use, let's say crocus, aloe vera, avocado.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a bird's nest fern is excellent for protection. Do you know, especially for children?
Really? Ooh.
Yes. And bromeliads. Oh, you want to talk about I would say deflecting negativity and, giving you hope and bringing up your vibration and attracting abundance. And most people don't realize that cactus safeguards the home.
Uh-huh.
All ferns safeguard and protect the home. Ivies protect the home. And all succulents bring abundance.
Well, then it's just a matter of finding the right things for your area, and you can just plant those in your yard or in your window boxes.
In your window boxes, or you could put the plants if you have porches or if you have terraces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't let that space go to waste.
No, and believe me, you can hang them. You can bring them and cultivate them outside and bring them in and just put them in a vase to enhance the room or the mood for the day, the evening, or for what you're doing. Bring them into your temple or your sanctuary or your meditation room. Excellent vibrations that assist you. These are tools that are natural, and their vibration, believe me, assists you. They've been known for thousands of years. This is not something new, Ramona. You know that.
Absolutely. It's a very therapeutic way of getting, it dispels negative energy. It recharges you by getting you in touch with Mother Earth.
Absolutely.
And by the way, the reason why we're bringing all of this up, it is the spring equinox coming up. I believe by Sunday it is probably already have passed, and it's already going to be into the spring.
It is the first day of spring.
First day of spring.
It is the 21st.
Absolutely. And this is a time where you want to go ahead. You want to get rid of all that old nasty trash. You want to go ahead and get your hands dirty. Get in the dirt. Start working the earth and get back to the basics. Because, believe it or not, people, this is also a preparation for Y2K.
Yes, and for the countdown that's coming, the next 6-7 years, there is going to be so much devastation across the world, not just here within this United States. People have to get back into nature. They have to lift their awareness so that their intuition, their intuitiveness is going to give them warning signals, and they're going to start to learn to listen. Another thing, if you are not able to get medicine, if you are not able to go to your local pharmacy, what did our great-grandmothers do?
They went out into the backyard, they went out into the fields and the forests, and they went and harvested herbs.
And so, therefore, if you are in a situation that is devastating and you may be there for 30, 60, 90 days, or God forbid longer,
oh yes,
then you have got to know what can you do to help the situation of the family and the group and the unit that you are with. And the knowledge of these herbs and the access and the growth of these are going to be like gold.
Oh, absolutely. And understanding how to use them, where to use them, and why you're using them. One of the things that I've done, and a lot of people don't understand why, except, for personal use, I planted artichokes in my yard about 3 years ago, and they are beautiful. They're coming out perfect. Art's favorite vegetable. But it's also a member of the thistle family, which is used for cleansing the liver and keeping yourself balanced and toned. And that's one of the things I learned from a psychic healer who helped me along helping me control my asthma. I like your suggestion of lobila because that's also an herb that's used to help alleviate the asthmatic condition.
That's right.
So I've learned through
apple
time.
cider vinegar.
That too.
Okay, lowers your cholesterol. All right, and Don Quai, has been used in Asia for how long? To regulate, especially the hormones of women.
Same with ginger.
Kava to reduce anxiety and tension and to take the edge off. All natural.
And ginger do you use to keep your digestive system in total balance?
Yeah, and a healthy cardiovascular system, honey. It also will boost your vitality and your circulation.
I know it does it for me when I drink a cup of ginger tea.
That's right. Fennel is good. Chicory root, angelica root, hops.
And this is not something for the professional gardener like Victory Garden and such. This is for the everyday average person. Men, women, children can go ahead, take a package of seeds, prep a little space in their backyard or in a flower pot or a window box, and you can do this year and see the results within a matter of a few months.
And you're changing the vibration of your home. You're learning something that is going to be very beneficial to you as well, as I said. Others in the coming things. I sometimes don't want to look. It's frightening. Because you see it in so many different areas, from floodings to volcanoes to earthquakes, that you say people have got to have opportunities to help themselves. And medicine is going to be a very big thing. In fact, there's going to be a lot more. I would have to say we're going to get into big-time bartering.
Yes. Absolutely. And one of the things that's going to be up for barter is going to be anything that has to do with the knowledge of herbs, how to use them, and how to work with them. Books on those matters. I would seriously suggest to anyone to get out there and find books on herbology to give you an idea of what these plants can do and what their properties are, because you don't want to waste any time trying to guess.
Yeah, because you're not going to get over-the-counter drugs. You may not be able to have access. They will be gone.
Yeah.
Like water and batteries.
They figure about 2 days.
Yes, and in some instances, depending on the population, 5 hours.
Charming.
Later, I know we're coming up on a break, but later I wanted to get into some of the things that I'd like to recommend to people for bartering, because I really have a feeling that in the years to come, this is going to be like money.
All right. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about barter. We're going to talk about magic do's and don'ts, because there's a lot of people out there who are doing things that you just may not expect the result to be that way. You just want to be sure you have everything planned before you start casting any spells.
And preparation. Mental preparation.
Yes, and we're coming to a great awakening, ladies and gentlemen, so get ready. There's going to be a test after the show tonight. My guest is Dr. Evelyn Paglini, and we'll be back right after this.
Here on Hot Talk 105.1 KDWN FM Las Vegas. Dreamland will be right back.
Hey, let's talk a little skiing. I know the weather's beginning to heat up down here in the valley, but hey, let's whet your appetite. Cedar Breaks Lodge, Bryan Head Resort up in Utah wants to let you know that the skiing is great and in full swing right now. In fact, they're offering a 2-night package called Let It Snow that affords you and a companion a wonderful mini vacation for as little as $260. That's right, $260, and it's available March 26th and 27th. Here's what you get: 2-day lift tickets for 2 nights in one of Cedar Breaks Studio Suites, flights, 2 continental breakfasts, and everything else that goes along with it. Also, March 26th and 27th is the same weekend that Hot Talk 105.1's Morning Divas, Julie and Carla, will be up there skiing with you. So you won't want to miss it. Make your reservations now for March 26th and 27th at Cedar Breaks Lodge and Bryan Head Resort. And also be listening to Julie and Carla on Hot Talk 105.1 because they'll be giving away one of these ski packages free. To make your reservations for the Let It Snow package, call 1-888-AT-CEDAR. You know, I've been looking for a place that has great food where I can go with friends, kick back, relax, and enjoy. But I also needed a place to take business associates for a breakfast or lunch meeting, too. Well, I figured this place just didn't exist. Not true. I found it. Sneakers. That's right. Sneakers in the Renaissance Shopping Center at Trop and Eastern. Talk about a great place. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Plus, they have 16 TV screens, including a large screen so I can catch up on sports and other events. And they have an awesome happy hour from 4 to 7 p.m. 7 days a week with half-price drinks and appetizers. I can enjoy the best cigar from their selections and play video poker, too. What more could you ask for? They have live entertainment on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday so I can take my girl and meet my friends for a night out. Sneakers. Now you know. Sneakers in the Renaissance Shopping Center at Trop and Eastern. The secret's out. Now don't forget it. Sneakers.
And with Art Bell on Hot Talk 105.1. To talk with Art Bell on Dreamland from the Kingdom of Nye. From east of the Rockies, dial 1-800-825-5033. West of the Rockies, including Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico, 1-800-618-8255. If you're a first-time caller to Dreamland, reach Art at area code 702-727-1222. This is Dreamland with Art Bell.
Ramona Bell and Dr. Evelyn Paglini are directly ahead. The white LED flashlight shouldn't be called a flashlight. We only do so that you might understand what its basic function is. Otherwise, it has not much relationship at all to a regular flashlight. As a matter of fact, listen to me carefully. For example, your flashlight. Would it, on one set of batteries under normal use conditions, using it every day or so, every other day, last 2 or 3 years? No. This one will. Will your bulb, under normal use conditions, last 100,000 hours? More like 20. So you see, there's very little relation. Now, they both make light, and so we call it a flashlight so you understand what it is. But it's made of tough ABS plastic, waterproof construction, O-ring construction. You can turn this damn thing on underwater. It's a remarkable flashlight. And it's only $34.95. Now, if you buy 3 or more, it's $29.95. So for whatever reason, Y2K, bad weather, storms are a-coming, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, I've got some information indicating there's a big storm brewing up across the dateline right now. So we're going to have some rough weather, and if the power goes out, what do you want to have, your old flashlight or this? Call Bob Crane and get 1 or even 3 of these. The number is 1-800-522-8863. That's 1-800-522-8863, 7:30 a.m. preferred time, or prompt time, or if you must, Pacific time in the morning, 10:30 in the east, Monday morning. Don't let it slip. There are not many left. The best advertising is word of mouth. So, please allow me to introduce the words of Gilbert of Oak Harbor.
Ramona Bell coming to you live. Hosting Dreamland for the first time, actually hosting an art spot for the first time, bringing on a very special friend and guest, Dr. Evelyn Paglini. Evelyn, can you hear me?
I certainly can. Hi, Ramona. Hi, Art. Always a pleasure.
Well, the reason why the two of us are going to do the show today is because Art never seems to, every time he has you on, never seems to really want to touch the finer points of magic, getting into sympathetic magic, imagery, visualization, using candle magic, using herbs and essential oils. And I thought that it would be fun for the two of us to start a discussion about it, because a lot of listeners don't get this aspect of it. They get the more scientific aspect, and that's fine. But I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to be able to present it with you.
Well, I love it.
Evelyn, for the audience who have never been introduced to you before, can we kind of give them a capsulized version of who you are and how we came about meeting each other?
Well, let's see. First of all, I'm considered one of the leading authorities on the occult and the supernatural in the United States. I was born into a family of centuries-old practitioners of magic. And I guess it's because of that heritage that I went out and I sought to understand what it was, the talents and the abilities and the traditions that I had. And so from that, I went and studied at FRNM, which is the Foundation for the Research on the Nature of Man in Raleigh, North Carolina, Duke University. And I was very lucky because I had Dr. J.B. Ryan and I had Dr. Helmut Schmidt with his random lighting and his accelerated numbers. And I not only went there and learned, but I also became the guinea pig. And so from that, I founded the International Psychic Center, which was a central clearinghouse. And since then, it is a tool for investigation and research as well as education and training.
And you come from a long line of practitioners.
Over 1,000 years.
Practitioners, yes.
Over 1,000 years.
Over 1,000 years. Well, you can't argue with time. Let me tell you, one of the reasons why Evelyn Art and I became acquainted is because a situation had occurred in our lives, and Art went on the air and said, I'm looking for a witch. I'm looking for a broom-riding, cauldron-stirring, spell-casting witch, a real witch, one that doesn't just talk about the white magic and the nice things and such. And lo and behold, we got a fax from you stating, I am that person. And he went on to interview you for the rest of that evening, didn't he?
That is correct.
And to make a long story short, the situation that we speak about is it's still pending on our minds right now, though it tends to have, times of getting better. And this is one of those times, thank goodness. So with that aside, one of the things we want to bring up is that there's a great deal of magic out in this world, and it doesn't take the form of just spell casting. People don't understand that when you make a wish, you're actually casting a spell.
That is correct.
Or if you pray for a particular thing, for someone's good health, for their happiness, their well-being, for removal of pain, for healing, that's also casting a spell.
Correct. It's a thought form, and all thought forms have energy, and those energies are either directed or can be created either around the person that is doing the thinking or that person that they are sending it to.
Mm-hmm. Well,
see, thoughts you have to be very careful of.
Absolutely. I think the very first spell that I ever did, and I'm sure every little girl in this world has done, has taken a flower in her hand and sat there and looked at it and started pulling the petals off, saying, he loves me not. Any girl who's ever been in love has done this. I don't care who you are.
Absolutely. They want to know, does the person love them? Or they want to say, how can I find that person that is going to be my companion or my mate?
Absolutely. And from this, we ladies tend to be... this is something I've wanted to ask you. What is the ratio of female practitioners to male practitioners?
I would have to say 70% female, 30% male.
Wow. Boy, those fellas are falling behind, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. But remember, we have always been intuitive, and we have always taken care of the hearth, the home, and the family, the children, where men are usually very objective, and they are into the providing and the protecting and the acquiring. Not to say that men are not very, very good in ritualistic magic, but that is ritual magic, ceremonial magic. They do not usually deal with the everyday things that the women who are into magic do. And again, I'm not going to take away from women because there are many, many powerful women that I will take and put up against any man,
and
including myself.
Absolutely. I was going to say, including my present guest. Well, let's go ahead and get into just a little bit of what we consider image magic. Now, the first magic, like I said, was using a flower and projecting your thoughts into whether someone loves you or they don't. Now, whether it's to find a mate or just a companion for the moment, or if it's something that's already in your life and you just want to be absolutely sure that this person is the right one. Tell me how you would project. You know, you would start concentrating on a thought, because it seems simple, but in a way it really isn't, because when you're purposely trying to do something, the image tends to blur. If it's a little more accidental, it tends to be a lot clearer, in my case anyway.
Well, if a person is a novice, an initiate, a neophyte, a chela, that means that they're just beginning. And to help, to induce, and to concentrate, it is very good to use imagery. And that imagery can be in the form of a picture of a person or an image in a candle, a wax figure, of course denoting the gender of the individual that you're going to use as the subject. And if it's going to be the emotions of the heart, and let's say that you've met a person and you want to attract that person a little bit more to you, you want him to notice you more, well, then I would get myself a red male image candle. Now, if I could get a picture of that person, oh, that's wonderful, because now you have got imitative magic. Mm-hmm. If I don't, and if I can, let's say, design the image candle to look like that person, then again I have established that link of imitative magic. And so, therefore, when I'm using red, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stimulate his attraction toward me. I'm going to stimulate his libido, his passion, and I'm going to increase the power and the energy of that by the harnessing of my mind, the honing it, and the shooting it out like a laser beam.
Wow.
Now, if I got real close to the person and we started dating, now I have access to him. So I can couple imitative with sympathetic magic, that which is in sympathy with the body. That means hair, clothing. You know, when you're with a man, you can always pick off a couple of things off of his jacket.
Oh, absolutely.
And when he's brushing his hair or you're running your fingers through his hair, you can always pick up a few strands and take them with you. And you can infuse them into that image doll. We're still dealing with red because what we want to do is we want to, again, attack the libido, the passion, the energy, the animal instinct of the man. We do not want to move into the next color, which would be pink for love, until we have a rapport, till we're dating, until we know that we are compatible and that this is the man for me.
Oh, absolutely, because you really do not want to, and we're going to get into magic do's and don'ts a little later on in the show, but you want to be absolutely sure that this is the person you want to be with before you start any kind of real deep magic.
Absolutely. I've had so many clients, Ramona, who have called me and say, Evelyn, I did the candle magic. I've got the man. I buried it. I don't know where I buried it to, and now I can't get rid of him. I'm serious. So you have to be careful what you do. You've got to make sure.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you may have a serious problem later.
By the way, on our webcam, I'm holding up two image candles. I believe it's the white male image candle and the pink male image candle.
Well, the pink, as I had mentioned, is anything to do with emotions as far as love, peace, harmony, balance. Excellent in pink. That is for your steadfastness. That is for the true love that is enduring and long-lasting and commitment. The white image would be for healing. It would also be for protection. If you have a person around you that has been having some difficulty within the health house, or let's say some emotional stress or discomfort, then by all means, depending on the gender, use yourself a white image candle. And then there are so many wonderful essential oils that have a vibration that are conducive. So when you are going to dress your candle, and I'm sure we'll get into dressing the candle and the anointing and consecration of the candles, these essential oils will also add their vibration and assist you in achieving your desired goals.
Oh, let me tell you. And I've got several different candles here, including a candle that I'm burning right now, which is an angel candle with pink wax in here, with a few essential oils that I graced it with before we started the show, including a little rejuvenation, a little bit of rosemary.
Excellent.
Let me remember the combinations here. And I believe I put a little bit of compel in there, just to get things jazzed up.
Well, see, compelling, all right, as well as your rosemary, is going to be so good, because what you're going to achieve is having the feeling of control, as well as, I would say, the lifting of the vibration of the area or the room that you're in. And so, therefore, you've combined. I like when people will take essential oils and that they will mix them. The rosemary is excellent, for protection, as well as, I would have to say, love. Lifts the vibration of any room.
Yes, it does. And I did do that before the show started. Before Art woke up, I came in here and prepared the studio myself. I burned a little sweetgrass and, went and dusted out the corners, aired the room out, brought the candles in and my essential oils, anointed my candle, and just got myself mentally prepared for the show.
Right.
Because I want to be able to give everyone a good presentation of what we are trying to strive for, which is to give you more knowledge about a subject that has been, for lack of a better word, taboo in a lot of cases.
I've always tried, Ramona, to lift man's level of awareness and take away the fear of the unknown. Yes, magic has got a bad reputation, and I'm not saying that at times it's not rightfully so. You have many people out there that are practitioners that are using the power negatively. Knowledge is a double-edged sword. You have an opportunity to choose which way you want it to go, either black or white. But I like to teach people how they can change their lives, how they can empower themselves, how they can move energies by the use of natural magic. These tools were given to us by God. They are there for us to use. It's only us who will make the difference, whether it be positive or negative.
Well, that's everyone's choice, because that's one thing God gave us that is prevalent for everyone. It's a free will, and you can do as you want in this life, but be prepared in the end to pay the price if you decide you're going to go the wrong direction with your given talents. And it's tragic that, this is something that I've always kind of had a real bad feeling about is that girls, and Art brings this up with you every time you're on, young girls always tend to dabble in things they don't really understand, but boy, do they have an energy that won't quit.
Absolutely, and I like to teach people in their youth because they do have that power and that energy, but what they need is training and what they need is balance, understanding. When I was young, I played too, Ramona.
Oh, so did I.
I mean, I remember one young man I was going out with, and we had an argument. He was driving a Corvette, and you know how easy they are. You can turn the wheel with one finger. Well, he was driving on the freeway holding on with both hands. Okay, stopped at the nearest phone and said, "Call WIT." Enough already. And then another time I had his horse do nothing but crazy eights. But that's when you're young.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes, you can play. You can have a lot of fun. You can have some great adventures when you are using magic, and it should be used for good. But I have also been raised, Ramona, as a spiritual warrior, maybe because I was raised by men.
Yes.
Okay, who were very practitioners in the occult. And so I was always shown not only the positive side, but how to combat the evil and the negative side.
And there's been a great deal. You've had a lot of email about that, about individuals who have found themselves in a position of being victimized by other practitioners.
Ramona, you're right. I have had thousands of letters and hundreds upon hundreds of email. They do not realize how many people out there are practitioners, and what they are doing is they are sending out a negative force and energy, and it is taking effect by changing people's lives, not for the better. They are removing them as far as a job could be, losing money, never being happy, never having love, having ill health. It hits in so many different areas. And here in California, I have so many clients of mine. You have no idea how many people in the industry are practitioners.
Oh, I can imagine.
No idea.
I can just imagine. And in other different fields, too, I would say politics probably has a great many people who practice.
Oh, yes.
I would say that people who are in high finance and business, real gamblers, love to practice magic.
Oh, yes. And those people who are doing very big mergers, banking, politics, big deals, you have no idea how much they want the edge, or they want to take the edge away from someone else. They want to block them or stop them. And so what they do is they will hire a practitioner.
Oh, hedging their bets.
Absolutely. And so there are many times I'm called upon only because there is a particular star or a particular producer, director, movie, film editor, Oscar winner who has had a particular curse put on them. And I have been called upon in order to not only remove it, but to put up a shield of protection so that this person will not be penetrated again.
Ooh, boy, I tell you, if there's anybody I want on my side when the situation gets bad, it's you, my lady.
Well, thank you, Ramona. It's funny, Brad Steiger, about 25 years ago, when he was writing the book Psychic City, Chicago, and we were on the same lecture circuit, he says, Evelyn, you're one person I never want to get on the wrong side. And yet, basically, I'm very nice.
Yes, you are.
Okay. But I have this feeling. I think there's a little difference between me and the Wiccan. The Wiccans have a creed that says harm none. Mine is give me justification and so be it. It is done.
Yes. Yes, and I agree with that. When the time comes that you have to get in there and get your hands dirty for good reason and good cause.
Oh, you're mine, honey. That's it. I will not get off of you.
Well, we're going to go.
That's the difference.
We're going to go ahead and cover a whole heck of a lot more in the next hour. My guest is Dr. Evelyn Paglini. Evelyn, just sit back for a few moments and relax. We're going to go ahead and get back to you. My name is Ramona Bell. This is Dreamland. And we will be back in just a few moments.
This is Ralph. Your kid